We're judging the world and saying what sucks. We're reviews versus the world. All right, well, welcome to this month's podcast. Whee!
Boo!
Shut up, Nate.
All right, we actually have a little bit of an extended cast here today. We are down a couple of our members, but we are up a few more. So we have, actually, we'll start out with our explosives expert, John.
Well, somebody's got to do it. It should be me.
Our computer, yeah.
I don't know what else we want to say.
Our computer guy, Nate.
Alt, Control, Delete.
Our master thief, Emily.
Emily, hi.
Our hitter, that means he hits stuff, Curtis.
Because he's so strong.
Our contortionist, sorry, that's what's up next in the list.
We needed a grease man.
It's okay. I've got pretty good flexibility. I can
That was
crazy.
not what you did to your back earlier.
Not only I'm probably not.
Uh-oh.
Rob. And then we have our guy with, quote, connections.
Oh, hell yeah. I like that
Unquote. Tyler. And, of course, I am your mastermind. My name is Brady. And if you couldn't tell by those introductions, today we're going to be talking a little bit about heists.
Bum, bum, bum.
But before we get into that, we need to talk a little bit about what's happened in the last month. I mean, we got a 2 quick podcasts last month because, I mean, we had to have an extra one for Age of Ultron, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, come on. And we're actually going to do that again this month because we have to have an extra one for E3, right?
Oh, that's right.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. But, so let's go ahead and why don't you start it off with John. What have you been into this month?
I saw Jurassic World last night, and I plan on seeing it again as soon as possible.
And again after that, probably.
And again after that, probably. Yeah. I was saying earlier that I was looking at it as more like a chore. I was like, it's a Jurassic Park movie. I need to go see it. And the closer we came to the release date, the more excited I got about it. And then saw it last night and loved it. It's not surprising. It's you know when things are going to happen. You can pick at the beginning of the movie who's going to make it, who's going to die. Very few surprises, if any. Still totally enjoyable. Loved it. I thought that the action was good. The effects were good. Not groundbreaking like the original or anything like that, but still holds up and is, I would say, second best so far after the original. Easily beating the second and third one by far. So great movie. I highly recommend it.
Very nice.
All right, it's my turn.
Unless John, did you have anything else?
There's Jurassic World. I don't know why we need to talk about anything else.
Okay,
Okay,
perfect.
peace out.
Dinosaurs fighting dinosaurs.
Thank you for listening to the podcast. We're out.
Dinosaurs trump anything else that's been going on.
Dinosaurs.
Exactly.
All right, Nate.
Right. For me, there's 2 things, but I don't need to go into detail much on. Okay, so the first one is I've been playing the video game Bloodborne for the PS4, and it's
Awesome.
really cool, but it's really hard. The second thing I've been into is it's been Batman's 75th anniversary, and so this year within the comics, there's tons of new Batman titles or Batman related comics coming out, and I was reading one of these called Gotham by Midnight, and it's basically if you took Supernatural and mixed it with the Gotham City Police Department, that's what you would pretty much get. But Batman doesn't really, he comes in every once in a while to help them out, but they're kind of taking care of all of the paranormal stuff going around Gotham City. It's really cool. I really like it.
So it's like the TV show Gotham, except for it's tolerable.
Right.
Okay.
Penguin's good on that show. And
Yeah,
I think,
Penguin. Robin Lord Taylor's Penguin is amazing.
and then
Right.
his partner is pretty good. I like who plays Bullet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, what's his name? I'll think of it later.
Grounded for Life. Whatever that guy's name is. Hold on.
Yeah.
We have the internet.
That guy.
Well, we'll get that answer here in a second.
Yeah. But you'd recommend that title, that comic title?
Yeah, Gotham by Midnight.
Right on.
I mean, it's different, but it's cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Donald Logue.
Donald Logue.
Logue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, Emily.
I moved on from the Gilmore Girls to.
Thank goodness.
Hallelujah.
I'm on the last season. I'm about halfway through, right?
Prepare for disappointment.
Curtis is watching it with
That's
me.
all I've heard.
I moved on to finishing what I haven't seen of Bones. I stopped after like season 8 just because I didn't have cable in college. And I've seen a lot of movies with Curtis. I am stage managing a show.
With Curtis?
With Curtis.
Hey.
Yes, he is the leading role in 1776 at the Empress Theater. We open July 3rd. You should come out. And
Drink Pepsi.
This has been your
Verizon
shameless
Wireless.
plug.
Presents the Indominus Rex. Spoiler alert.
Remember 2009 Star Trek when he was driving the car as a kid? It's all do-do-do-do-do-do. And like, anyway, kind of the same thing, yeah. Probably like
They made up for it with covering that with Beastie Boys.
Oh, yeah.
It was pretty sweet.
and I went wedding dress shopping. That's all I got.
Aww. With Curtis?
No, he can't go.
Oh, yeah, that's
Don't
true.
you
It's a
understand how
surprise
this
for
works?
him. For him to wear.
I got something really fitting.
Seen a tux, so.
I bet that
No,
garter
it-
looks fantastic on you.
Oh, you don't even know the half of it. He looks good.
It better not be white.
All right, so Curtis, this is the first time that we've actually had you on the show. You have sat in the background like a little lost puppy for most of our episodes, but now we're actually allowing you to join us.
Well, thank you so much for letting me come and join you guys. I'm actually a fan, and I've been listening. I think one of my favorite podcasts has been storytelling in video games. That's something that I enjoy a lot, and that's actually one of my favorite podcasts. If you guys haven't had a chance to listen, go back and I think that was episode 3 or 4. Yeah, and it was really worth a listen, and it's a lot of fun. Recently, Legacy of the Void. I got the beta for Legacy of the Void, StarCraft 2. It is probably the game I am most excited for. It's really changed the dynamic and the meta of StarCraft 2. For those of you guys who don't know, I'm a big StarCraft player. But the problem with that game is also in the last month, I have discovered Heroes of the Storm, which has taken up a lot of time. And I've also discovered GOG.com, Good Old Games. I didn't know this existed. It's like Steam, but for good old games. I've bought Descent Free Space, Myst 2, Riven, Dig, all of these really great games, and this is why I was talking about the podcast about storytelling in video games. I was playing it's the new Alien game. Oh man,
Alien Isolation.
Ugh. Beautifully made game. Where is the story? I mean, I was waiting for the story because it was so beautifully made game. It sounded so beautiful, and it didn't happen. So then I bought a game from 1997 called The Dig. I think it was 97 or 96. A
Classic LucasArts
Yeah.
point-and-click adventure game. Love all of those.
The animation, for anybody who hasn't played it, is worse than like Garfield comics in Sunday morning paper. It's not good, but it doesn't have to be, because the story drives you so much into the next click. So that's what I've been up to. Just good old games and Legacy of the Void.
Very cool.
So you know, Good Old Games does not have Barbie's Carnival Caper. So it's not there.
Well,
GOG, you're killing me here.
I tried to convince my wife that video games are more cinematic to try to be able to play Skyrim more at home, and I was like, look, sweetie, the guy who played Captain Von Trapp in Sound of Music is this wizard dude that I just
Liam
saved. So.
Neeson's in Fallout 3.
See?
That's the best excuse
Yeah,
right there.
she wasn't having it. She was not fooled at all.
Did you explain how you had once gotten trapped as a vampire for
She
like,
had no
days on
sympathy
end?
for me. She was like, those villagers are screaming at you really loud. Can you turn it down? I was like, but I don't know what happened. So yeah,
And the most perilous thing that ever happened in Skyrim? Too much weight.
yeah,
You just you can't go anywhere, and you get all this nice loot. What do you do with it?
I know.
It's just those people like, I think you need to leave.
And
I need every last one of these ashtrays in my backpack.
my cousin,
hard at that thieving skill.
my cousin sent me. She sent me screenshots of her roommate, who literally was like picking up every little bucket, every little everything, and looking at all of it. She's like, "Oh, she's terrible at this game." Just like so exasperated. But
Very cool.
yeah, sorry to like break up the round table there, but
All right, and our I'm going to be last, I guess. But our next two guests are actually guests from another podcast. So,
I love you guys.
Crossovers can work sometimes.
yeah. So we'll start off with Rob and Tyler. Just go ahead and chime in. Tell us a little bit about your podcast and also what geeky things you've done this month.
Sure. So our podcast is the Thearly Clinking podcast. You can find us on twitch.tv.
Every time I say it. It's like Thearly Clinking, clearly thinking. It took me a month to learn how to say the name, and he did. But sorry.
No, you're good. But yeah, we've been recording it. We stream it live on Twitch. It's a straight video podcast, and then we export that out to YouTube. But yeah, that's just been what we do. We talk about video games, comics. It's just a mix of everything, geeky, nerdy, whatever interests us at the moment. Lately, a lot of Mad Max.
Yes, we've been obsessed with that movie. Like we had our
It's
first,
so good.
Yeah.
our first major follower, Vishtega, man. This guy, this German guy that lives in Texas, has been always bad mouthing us because we're always like such a fanboys. And Rob does a beautiful rendition of the main theme song, "Brothers in Arms."
You can see that in our latest.
Very nice.
Twitch, it's so good. Twitch doesn't even pick up on the fact that it's licensed music.
Very cool. So, what geeky things have you been into?
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Hearthstone lately, and I actually took my Hearthstone relationship to the next level by competing in a tournament last month.
Ooh.
Yeah. I won the first round, and I got the second, but it was fun. Yeah, it was different for me, and I'm going to do another one this week, so it'll be pretty cool. And then other than that, yeah, Jurassic Park was awesome.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Man.
What about you, TJ?
I've been like all over the place because doing this podcast, I've been trying to like. Usually, as a gamer, I'm always in the first person shooters, but Rob's gotten me into like Heroes of the Storm. I played a MOBA the other day, and I was like confused as hell.
Yeah.
I was like, "There's no gun." And what I've been
But hey, with Heroes of the Storm, you had Raynor, and he has
that's
a
the
gun.
only like I tried to go play somebody that wasn't Raynor, and I got annihilated.
Only character to play.
So I went to Wolfenstein Old Blood. I was like, yeah, I'm here shooting Nazis, zombies, fantastic.
Just like it's supposed to be.
And then what I've been mostly doing is been messing around with this thing called a Raspberry Pi 2.
Ah, cool.
What I've turned it into is this old retro portable emulator. So I've been playing Crash Bandicoot 2 for like the last...
Nice.
Oh,
man.
Like finally I can 100% this game because I have the skills and the internet. And then Mad Max, we saw the movie like twice.
It's so good.
It's such a fantastic movie. And then we're happy to be here. Just meeting some old friends I haven't met for a while. And it's about
Aww.
He's talking about me.
Oh.
You don't even talk to me anymore. I try to like...
You don't try to connect with
I
me.
don't.
at all.
I'm a
He's
liar.
a liar.
I am a liar.
L-I-A-R.
I think I'm totally fine that my fiance isn't talking to Tyler.
I love y'all. Kiss me.
What are you doing? Oh, just connecting with old friends.
In more ways than one.
I don't know if I like that. Maybe we just take you off social media from now on.
We'll do one of those really tacky combined Facebook.
Oh,
Do you have
gross.
those friends who do
Gross.
that? Oh, it's the worst. Because then you never know which friend's talking to you.
Yeah, that's so
I have these
obnoxious.
two friends that I was best friends with both of them. And they would both comment on different things. They got married and now they have a combined Facebook.
It's
And
terrible.
it is the most obnoxious thing. Because when one of them says, I'm sick, is it my friend or is it my friend's wife?
It's
or-
like Venom. They're a collective now.
I was gonna say they're sympathy
We
sick
are
together.
sick.
When they walk around, do they put their hands in each other's pockets?
Probably.
Ew.
Gross.
We're the same. We're
It's
the same
the back
t-shirts.
pockets. They
Yeah, yeah,
crisscross
yeah,
it
yeah.
so that there's
Exactly.
like no separation.
Gross. No, thank you.
Anyway. All right, and for me, I've actually been doing a lot of very geeky things. First of all, when the Fallout 4 trailer hit,
Dude, as soon as I got like my gaming PC, I've been modding it just
Oh, yeah.
as much as I can.
well, and the thing about New Vegas that I love to do, and I have to play it on PC because I have to turn on God mode and just go and slaughter an entire village because I can. I mean, hey, it's awesome. Anyway, so I have been playing New Vegas, which is easily my favorite Bethesda game, actually. Even though it's not even Bethesda who made it. It's Obsidian who made it. But I actually prefer it to Skyrim, prefer it to Oblivion, prefer it to Fallout 3. I love New Vegas. And the other thing that I've been doing, the other game that I've been playing is Splatoon.
Oh.
I love Splatoon.
Splatoon is so much fun, guys. So
awesome.
basically, it's... You have Nintendo, and they have their image of being a little bit more family-friendly, but dagnabbit, they want an online shooter. So what do? You make it so that you are these kids who can turn into squids, and you spray ink all over, and you can kill people with it, and you have different weapons like a big paint roller, or squirt guns, or all sorts of things. And the point of the game, yeah, you do kill other people, but in the main mode, the point is actually to cover the most of the level with your color of ink.
It's a bad influence. It teaches kids graffiti.
Yeah. but then you go and you play Mario Sunshine and you feel better.
Oh, so good.
I'm just
It's a balance out. It's like eating bad food and good food. It's supposed to like.
Balanced video game.
Yeah.
I'm having sweet tarts on my salad.
Oh god.
But I seriously have played so many hours of this game, and I don't even have time to game lately, and I have just been obsessed with it. Luckily, it's one that I can actually play with my kids in the room, so that means I get to have a little bit more playtime, but I've been absolutely loving it. The other geeky thing that I did was actually this last week, I went to a concert, and it was for Celtic Woman, which
Yeah, buddy.
Just one of them?
Single
He had a private concert.
It's enough hair to cover there.
That wasn't a show, Brady. I think you owe that girl money.
By concert, do you mean meeting in an alley, or do you mean like an actual staged event? Or
Anyway, so just Celtic Irish music, that's absolutely awesome. They are amazing musicians. I mean, they have basically 3 soloists, women, who, as they're singing, their harmonies are so tight, and they constantly switch who's doing what part, so you can never really tell who is actually singing what when, and it's just that beautifully mixed. And it was really cool because I actually helped them out with a charity auction that they did last year through work, and so they're like, hey, next time you come into town, we're getting you tickets. So I got 6th row tickets.
Wow.
Right in the center, and the spot next to me was open, and the guy came in who had the seat. About I'd say 20 minutes into the concert, sits down. I look over. I'm like, oh, that's Kurt Bester. I'm sitting next to Kurt Bester at this concert.
Oh my god.
That's funny.
Yeah, and then I got to go back and meet them, and it was an amazing concert.
I've heard that for people who consider themselves like audiophiles and things like that they talk about Celtic women as these people who are not only great musicians, but they understand sound very well.
Oh.
So when they switch between their harmonies and stuff like that, it's actually pretty incredible. And I was hearing stuff about that, so
Oh yeah,
I'm kind of jealous.
I can tell you that the one who had the short hair was the high soprano, like the ridiculously high soprano. Whenever they had the ridiculously high soprano part, but outside of that, I have no idea. They are just go and watch them on YouTube. It was an amazing experience.
Absolutely.
And so, yeah.
I'm glad it was a concert of great musicians and not a misdemeanor.
Back alley, uh-huh.
Yeah. Or felony, depending on what part of town you were in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, it's the 21st century to each so.
He probably did steal his heart away in a heist.
Force segue.
This forced segue has been brought to you by Verizon Wireless.
Or by American Idol.
But they weren't in the movie. So you gotta see the movie.
All right, so let's get into it.
Yeah.
Heist movies. Oh, I love heist movies.
Okay, what qualifies as a heist movie?
Okay, let's set this. Let's set these ground rules right now.
Because I can use the first Jurassic Park, because that first Jurassic Park is technically a heist movie if you think about it.
There's a heist in it.
Yeah. So here are the ground rules that I'm setting, and if you guys disagree or agree with something heartily, then let me know. So
I disagree. I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry.
That was just
okay.
my principle.
So first qualification is it has to be a group of specialized men and women. So every person has their own specialization, their own thing that they do. Okay?
Can it be an anti-heist, like where somebody's stopping a heist?
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. Okay, so next one, working towards a single goal
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty.
throughout the entire work. There's one thing in mind that they're doing, for which they have a master plan, and it uses deceit as part of that master plan. Anything that somebody would like to add to this definition of a heist for this conversation?
Does it have to be like a heist movie all the way through, or can it turn into a heist movie like halfway through? Because some movies do that. They don't realize they're going to do a heist, but then they end up having to do like a heist halfway through.
I think that there are a lot of movies. There's a difference between a heist movie and a spy movie. Spy movies have heists in them, but the whole movie is not about... Like, Ocean's 11 is all about robbing casinos.
That's a heist.
Right.
A spy movie like Red, they have to break into the Kremlin, which or whatever else it happens to be. Mission Impossible, they have several different heists going on,
Yeah.
but the whole movie is an overall goal of saving the world, whatever.
Yeah.
I would say that's the distinction there. That until you got to Deceit, you were also describing like
What
the
about
Muppets.
Goldfinger? Because technically Goldfinger is a spy movie, but a whole entire heist movie the whole entire time.
Because they're trying to he's
actually trying to, but it's James Bond trying to stop Goldfinger from breaking into Fort Knox.
Right.
But since the main characters are all spies and villains like that, I'd say it's like bit of both. I don't know.
So I'd say that one thing that's important here is the master plan element. It's that there's something that's in mind for the majority of the work of how they're going to accomplish this.
Can I include 18 in this? Because that's like
Yes.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's like
Definitely, and we'll actually talk about TV shows here in a little bit.
Movie and TV.
I think the biggest thing has to be is like the needless montages, like planning everything out.
Oh yeah,
That's some of the best. Yeah, I have a list I made just of movies that I've seen and like heist movies that I like, and some are like bank robbery movies are kind of heist movies, but like it's a little bit different. I don't know, like when you see it. I don't know, because there's like The Town. It's all about like not necessarily, well, they don't even rob banks and all of it. Some of it's like armored cars or they rob like.
It's more of a crime movie.
Yeah, more of a crime. So like
drama,
crime, I would say heist is between crime movies and spy movies. It has a little bit of both, but it's not quite either one all the way. Sneakers, one of my favorite movies with Robert Redford, in '92. Ocean's 11, like the original, and 12 and 13. The remake. Italian Job, which there's an original Italian Job in 1969. I wouldn't recommend it. I don't know.
No.
I tried to watch it and I felt like I needed
Some
like
movies
an
just
old.
don't age well.
It was probably good at its time, but like for the original Ocean's 11 and the original Italian Job, I feel like I needed an old time slang dictionary to get what was going on. Because like the old Italian Job, like Michael Caine gets out of prison and stuff just starts happening, and it's like, am I supposed to know all these characters? And I don't know. Tower Heist, obviously, it's in the title. Now You See Me. That's
That's a
really
heist.
good one, actually.
Entrapment,
I love that
Out of
movie.
Sight. National Treasure has heists in it.
Yeah, that was a fun.
Well, the first
more
one's
of like
a
a
whole
treasure
heist
hunt.
movie actually because
Yeah.
they have to break into the decorate. Gosh, I can't even speak right now. I'm gonna be quiet.
The archives, the National Archives, to get the declaration. See, I can't do it either.
Declaration
That
of
important.
Independence.
Thank you. That important document.
Declaration.
That helps start our country. Like, what is it?
But yeah, like.
Speaking of, just kidding. 1776. Come see it. July 3rd.
So, are you going to be John Adams then? Or?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, Emily's gonna be John Adams. Okay.
Yeah.
That will be an interesting production.
No. I'm playing Benjamin Franklin.
Okay,
It's all good.
that's much better.
She's not obnoxious and disliked enough.
Hey.
That's why I feel.
No, it's just because
Benjamin Franklin, I hear, was a real douchebag.
No,
back in the
he was
time,
a
so-
womanizer is the big thing.
Isn't that douchebag in general?
That depends on your definition.
Depends on which side of the womanizing you're on, I guess. I like one thing that I like that happens in a lot of movies, but it happens a lot in heist movies is like the getting the team together. Like montages that TJ brought up.
Let's talk about that a little bit more. What actually makes a good heist story?
Ooh, I have one. A car chase. Sorry.
That just makes a
Sorry.
good movie.
That makes a good movie. Like, they did a whole 7 movies about car chases called
Yeah.
Fast and the Furious. Somehow resurrected itself from being a straight to DVD movie.
Fast 5
Yeah,
is
yeah.
a heist movie.
But I'm talking mostly Italian Job comes to mind,
Uh-huh.
and Gone in 60 Seconds, which is one of my favorites. Gone in 60
That's a
Seconds.
heist. That's yeah.
Was it 13 blocks or something like that? There's
16 blocks?
16 blocks. There's car chases.
That's more of a crime, but
That's
like
more of a, yeah.
It's not really a heist. Gone in 60 Seconds would be. One of my
Are there car chases in the
No, Gone in
Italian
60
job?
Seconds. Gone in 60 Seconds, I would say, is a heist movie.
Oh, Gone in
Yeah,
60
yeah, yeah.
Seconds.
Here's the thing: car chase, I think, indicates a good movie. As in, like, if your movie has a car chase, it's likely to be a good movie. Pride and Prejudice, no car chases. I'm not gonna watch it again.
But love, never mind.
We should make a Pride and Prejudice that's a heist movie. That'd be amazing.
I'm trying to riff on that.
We
but
should
I need
make
more
it
time.
into a zombie movie.
Oh!
I like
Fran Drescher.
team of specialists. You know, some movies when it just like this is our hacker, this is our explosives expert, this is whoever, and then in the end they all end up doing whatever anyway. Like that kind of bugs me.
Everybody,
That happens.
well, because everybody's like skilled in everything.
Yeah.
So when they're able to stick more
I like
to their
when everyone
specializations.
has like a specific job or
Right.
whatever. It makes it interesting when no, our hacker got arrested. Whatever shall we do? And
I'll
get him
try
in
to
trouble.
hack.
I liked Ocean's 13. I like all those movies. Anyway,
They're
but I like that about it, where there's it's a team with a particular set of skills, and they all gotta do their job. What do you guys think?
I agree.
I think so.
I think that one thing that I love about a good heist story is that it holds something back. Throughout the entire story,
like a
they're
magic
slowly
show.
showing
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
they're slowly showing you different bits and pieces that are going to go into their master plan. And of course, things aren't going to always work out. Sometimes they do, but they're not always going to work out. But there's always something in there that the mastermind is maybe even holding back from everybody else in the crew that will suddenly pull it together. And when that twist happens, that's when you go, that was awesome!
Right.
So far, Ocean's 11 is textbook heist.
Yeah.
for
Okay.
all of the
Ocean's 11
parts.
does a great job of this. Ocean's 12 does a horrible job of this.
Ocean's 12 is a good movie and a terrible sequel. And if they cut out that whole Julia Roberts bit, I'd be happy. But
Right.
it's not up to me.
I've been trying to keep away from this because it's not. It's an anti-heist movie, but it does all those elements, and I'm gonna have to go with Die Hard 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the thing is,
It's awesome.
it does all that, but it's not from the perspective of the heisties. It's from the people trying to foil the heist,
It still could
And
be
it-
called a heist movie, I think.
and it
but
keeps all the elements
of
like
more
hidden, and
crime.
then John McClane figures it out last second, and it's like, oh, bottle of aspirin fixes the whole movie.
Well, this is one thing I wanted to talk about is about heist movies, like just movies in general, or even like storytelling in all mediums in general. But when you're writing something or whatever entertainment you go into, any entertaining thing, if they're like you're wanting to get something out of it, right? And it's a whole bunch of I don't know, like. I think that storytelling's the number one thing, and but with every storyteller, that storyteller is trying to manipulate the audience into feeling or thinking something.
Right.
And the best movies or books or whatever are able to do that manipulation without actually letting you on that it's manipulation. I mean, you can go into like a sappy romance and be like, oh my gosh, but like, does that make sense? Like,
Heist movie, they make you feel good
Right.
about
Yeah.
these criminals.
right.
Yeah.
Well, but the thing is with the heist movies too is like if like a lot of that manipulation depends on the skills and the twist that you were talking about, and if that twist doesn't execute perfectly, it kind of destroys the rest of the story.
It's true.
I
You
think
know.
the thing that kills most of those is setup. A lot of people like
Right.
like one thing I've loved about reading Stephen King is that he likes to do like little tiny bits,
Uh-huh.
and then he uses it later.
Right.
But some movies go, well, we're gonna introduce this fact, but you should have, and we just made it up on the spot just to make the story
Right.
seem. And I think a
Right.
lot of heist movies tend to do that,
Yep.
and they don't actually build upon each other with like little tidbits here that lead up to that.
Right.
So the best is when it's layered really well.
Yeah.
Right.
Where yes, they mentioned something in Act 1 that's useful for Act 3, but you've forgotten about it because they've told the story well enough for you to forget that.
Right.
Like, they mentioned in Ocean's 11, we're going to need to make an exact replica. Everyone's seen Ocean's 11, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Whew, I was about to ruin the movie right there.
2003.
Spoiler alerts for those that are watching the.
Yeah, we
it's
might
been
have some
14 years.
spoilers on some movies. Get over it.
Yeah, I forgot to mention The Sting and Inception, too, in my list there, but it's good heist movies. But yeah, they say they need to make a replica of the vault. They're like, for practice? Well, something like that. And it's just in passing. It's a voiceover while another scene is going on, and it switches to other dialogue really quickly. And then at the end of the movie, you're like, oh, they just filmed it, and it's a big fake. And that's how they got out. You know, that was their escape plan. So.
Yeah. Well, it was the perfect text, but it was good storytelling.
Mhm.
You know.
And well performed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sets
Right.
Ocean's 11 apart.
From Fast 5?
And Now You See Me.
Hey, Vin Diesel. You know me.
Oh man.
Oh, I thought you
He
were more
is-
of the rock hard.
He is Groot.
No. You don't understand my love for Vin Diesel. The listeners do. I really feel like they connect.
I love that you're having this while, cuddling up to your fiancé. Let me tell you about Vin Diesel.
It's all
Is that
good.
the one pass that she's allowed if it ever happens?
She can have a couple. Vin Diesel's on that list, so.
Yeah,
All right.
Jude Law's on my wife's list.
Jude Law is on everyone's
Jude
list.
Law's on my list.
Exactly.
She can go over and watch The Holiday at your house.
Please.
And with that, we're actually going to go ahead and we'll take a little bit of a break. When we come back, we're going to go a little bit more in depth into our favorite heist movies and what makes them so wonderful. And we'll actually go around the table and we'll each talk about one that we love. And then we're going to talk about heist and other forms of media. And so we'll be back soon. We're good.
Yep. We're back.
Hey everybody, we're back!
I swear, this
I
is
will
the
take
third
you
time
out
you've
back.
said that joke. You're done.
It's the democratic process. We have to hear the opposition.
Rules of three.
I
right?
prefer
Rules of three is economy, I'm
totalitarianship.
done.
You pretend there's a democratic process to make people happy. And then it's
Oh
done.
no, we're killing him later.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Good. I just wanted to make sure that we...
You would not do me the
Yeah.
favor.
We had our
I'm a
priorities
big
in
fan of the
order.
USSR, just keeping it silent
Again, the
as long as you
USSR.
can.
Wow.
All right.
Okay.
Muy Betum's name.
Oh yeah, the guy that can speak. I forget that. He can speak fluent Russian.
Он не знает, что у нас есть секретный язык.
We secretly
That
work
was
for
a
Putin.
pickup line.
Anyway, so getting back
Real
into...
quick, say my sexy Putin. Riding the bear.
Getting back into heists. So let's go ahead and we'll go around the table and we'll each just talk a little bit about our favorite heist movie. All right, and I will let myself be at the end of the list, and we're actually going to go this way, which out in podcast land you can't even see what I'm doing. But John just said crap
I have
because
to wait.
he has to wait.
I'm gonna get my movie's gonna get yoinked.
Oh, all right. So starting off with Tyler.
I haven't watched too many heist movies, but the ones I have watched, like I said, I know I brought up Die Hard 3 earlier. I want to say Die Hard 1, but they really kind of like take all the heist elements out. It's just him really pretty much shooting. But I really have to go with Die Hard 3 as I like anti-heist movies. I like seeing people being foiled more than succeeding, and especially the fact that it's John McClane with Samuel L. Jackson working
Right.
against a German.
I mean,
Come on.
that's just awesome.
But honestly, if it comes to the traditional heist movies, the ones I did see, I'm a big George Clooney fan of Ocean's 11. Just because it had such a good cast and all the names, and it just worked really well together. And the subtleties, like we mentioned earlier about the filming the vaults, like it's just they put all the parts together, and you don't even know that they're important parts until the end of the movie. And it's done really well. They get in the movie, and it's fun. Like, some heist movies can, like, drag out, but Ocean's 11, I'm going to have to go with. I know that's could probably be a cop-out, but I'm going to go with that one.
Well, you know, there's a reason why you went with that one, and that's because it's probably one of the top ones out there that is universally enjoyable. It's full of a lot of just fun. It's comedic, but it also has those serious undertones.
It's very smart.
And each character is so well portrayed that you can't just help but love all of them.
I did love the third one when they brought Eddie Izzard in because I'm a huge Eddie
so
Izzard
good,
fan.
so good.
Yeah.
I love that. Man.
I forget he's in the second one too. Like he plays a bit part.
Tell him he dresses like a gigolo. And tell him having a sexy female assistant is such a terrible cliche. And then he hangs up, and his sexy female assistant walks in the room. Can I get a Coke? I just
love Eddie Izzard.
Few comics can do that stream of consciousness style where they just talk and talk and talk. It's not like joke set up. He just goes, and it's brilliant. But
His stand-up's fantastic. I love it.
Gosh, it's so funny. So funny.
All right, should we consider that ruling out the rest of the Ocean series as well?
Fine, I'll just not talk.
God,
this
your list is
portion.
gonna be like 0 by the end.
I know, because I love Ocean's the best. That's okay. That's okay. I got a deep well here. It's okay.
All right, Rob, you're up.
I've kind of got a different one. I'm not very big on heist movies actually, but I do like. Listen though, Guardians of the Galaxy is actually a really good heist movie if you think about it.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
it really is.
It is.
I didn't even.
Yeah. It's like,
Wow.
group of people
Because
especially at the
you
very end, and then like even when they're breaking out of the prison, it's almost 2 heists going on in there. Like, where they get
you
together,
you
Rocket
have your mastermind,
yeah.
which is Peter Quill, or at other parts,
I
Rocket.
think
That's
Rocket
Rocket.
Roof.
I was gonna
Peter
say.
Quill's just kind of like I'm the.
He didn't look at the leg. He was useless in that fight. He just got the leg.
Oh man.
Nothing goes over my head. My reflexes are too fast.
Listen to our episode versus Marvel Phase 2 for a lot more Guardians talk.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah.
That's a really good point, though.
Yeah.
That's a really good answer.
But that's like it has a couple of heists in it. I don't know how does that work with because they're always going after the orb.
That's true.
Well,
How do MacGuffins work with heist movies?
It's a heist movie that fails from the very beginning, and they have to reassess their situation because he's trying to steal the orb
true.
from the very beginning, and then it keeps tumbling. We're like, oh, well, we gotta make this plan now, and then we gotta make this plan. So it was a heist movie. It failed at the very beginning, so they're constantly having to.
and like outstep everyone who's coming after them because people are trying to kill them and get the orb and kill them again. And yeah, I like that. Guardians, it's a good call. It's a good call.
It's funny.
That's
really
a
cool.
really good answer.
I just watched that the other day. I could go home and watch it tonight. Like it's.
I have now watched it 23 times.
What?
That's awesome.
I think
Wow.
that
And I'm not tired of it at all. And really, the only other movies that I can really do that with are Ghostbusters 1,
Yeah.
Back to the Future,
Yeah.
and that's about it. So that is actually saying a lot.
I can do that.
Oh
with
man,
Dread.
I love that movie.
Which one?
Dread.
Dread.
I can do that with Wayne's World and
Oh,
Anastasia.
Wayne's World. Wayne's
Christopher
World. I
Lee.
watched so much as a kid. I think there's like a part of my brain memory that's just like devoted. Like these 2 gigs are at Wayne's World.
Right? Yeah, dude.
It's like that Keanu Reeves movie where they thought 137 gigs was a lot of. I would have downloaded 137 gigs. That's your whole entire brain. Little do they know that your brain can hold like petabytes of thousands of petabytes of information.
Johnny Mnemonic brought up in the.
Very nice. Any other thoughts on?
No, okay,
Okay.
covers it.
All right, Curtis.
My favorite is Gone in 60 Seconds. The remake in 2000. I love that movie.
Can
It's
you bring
actually
up Lowrider real quiet when he's talking about the Gone in 60 Seconds?
that is actually one
Sorry,
of
that's
my
just a production note for later. Sorry.
Perfect. That's actually one of my points because I actually have 5 reasons why I really love it. The first one is the team of specialists. I love it, and it's actually a really all-star cast, but they all play off of each other so.
At the time,
well.
you got to remember that Nicolas Cage has gone downhill.
It's
no
true.
longer all star.
Oh.
It's true, but it's got Angelina Jolie, Scott Kane, James. I mean, a ton. Will Patton, and
It's even got a doctor in it.
Great
It's
character
true.
actor.
as
It's
the bad
true.
guy.
it's true. And
Yeah, Christopher Eccleston's in it.
Robert Duvall is in it, who's great. I'm not very good with actors. This is why I have my IMDb up
That's what
because
I'm here
I
for.
could say that guy in that one thing.
Honestly, I
that
think
one time.
Wikipedia is easier there because they list the cast out. You don't have to
It's
look
all
at all
the
the
same.
bad.
Giovanni Ribisi.
And all of the characters, including the 2 police officers and the bad guy, you love to hate the bad guy, and you were
Timothy
cheering
Olyphant,
for...
I forgot, he's such
Yeah,
a
yeah,
dick
yeah.
in that movie.
Yeah.
Ooh, when you get out, we're gonna help me drive around in spaceships. Ooh, that's gonna suck.
Is there any movie where he's not kind of a dick?
That one zombie movie, The
The
Crazy.
vagina monologues.
The Crazy.
I find out Justified and the bad guys have the same last
That
name as
leads-
me, and I don't like that.
That
Like,
leads
dang
into
it, I haven't seen it yet.
The third point of Gone in 60 Seconds is it has good comedy and good characters. Lowrider, I mean, you have freaking funny. He's running a kids camp for like race cars, and he's this really tough guy. And it's awesome. And then number 4 is what I chimed in with later, a car chase, which was really awesome. I mean, a very fake
Is there a car-
1967.
Is there a car chase in that movie?
Well, yeah,
I don't know.
right.
Oh,
it's
I
like-
looked over at you and I'm like, is he serious? Please.
Right.
That was my
Right.
goal. That was my goal. I was like, who's gonna believe
And
this?
then,
Complete BS.
in my opinion, one of my favorite things about a good heist movie, some heist movies, when the heist doesn't always go as planned,
Mm-hmm.
and that really adds an element to make a good heist movie a great heist movie.
I have to
because-
agree with that because I think
Definitely.
the one thing I hated most about Now You See Me is everything was just planned out too perfect. There was
Yeah,
no
right.
like, we're always like 50 steps ahead of you, even though this is like, I'm like, you can't plan like 20 years in advance and then just
Mark Ruffalo can do anything he wants.
as the Hulk,
As the
baby.
whole, yeah.
No. You don't understand.
And even then, Iron
Anytime.
Man knocked him out.
I think the problem is that you're forgetting about his terrible
Lipstick,
movie,
lipstick.
13 going on 30.
I love 13 going on 30. You die right now.
I'm on his side. I saw.
You know, I have to say, I actually love Now You See Me. Love it. Love
I
it, love
enjoyed it, but it was.
I actually hated it.
Weak
I
heist.
sat through
Even
the
though
whole
I
entire
hate
thing.
I hate Jesse Eisenberg, everything about him just
That's why-
bugs the crap out of me. And to this day, even though at this point in his life he's actually much more famous than
How do you
Michael
feel?
Cera, he still feels like a Michael Cera wannabe, and it bugs me. He bugs me.
I like
It's like
everybody in the
Zipper
movie,
now.
but it still didn't quite. I don't know. It was missing something. I don't know. It was just.
I
But the
liked it.
part when he's throwing cards at Mark Ruffalo
Mm-hmm.
and like doing all of his little escapes to get out of the apartment, that was really cool. But everything else was kind of weak. But Gone in 60 Seconds, and I was gonna say, oh yeah, Chi McBride when he's the driving instructor. That was really fun.
Oh man.
I can't swim. You know what I do?
so I keep my black ass out the pool.
Chi McBride.
Freaking great.
That just makes me miss Pushing
Pushing
Daisies.
Pushing Daisies.
Oh, best show ever.
That was a
Next
trio.
to-
You know, I just remembered who I miss
Right.
now, but they can't do any more ocean movies. Is Bernie Mac.
Bernie Mac.
Mac.
May he rest in peace.
Bernie Mac.
I love Bernie
Not
Mac.
half.
I love the Bernie
Uncle
Mac
Big
show
Bobby
too.
B. What? Sorry.
Well, you got some lovely hands. Do you moisturize? I use all sorts of branded lotion. Now, my sister, she uses a little sunscreen with aloe vera in it, but I found we all should be wearing gloves when going to bed, but I found that would be a little interference in my social agenda. So I really don't get into the traditional. Sorry, I didn't mean to do the glove monologue there, but
But you did.
Great.
may he rest in peace, Bernie Mac.
Aw.
All right, Emily.
Sad. I'm just gonna stick with National Treasure as my favorite because I
Two
mean,
Nicolas Cage.
Okay,
You
no,
no,
guys
no.
are a good couple. Going two Nicolas Cage
right?
heist movies.
Segue.
He actually doesn't die in that movie, though.
No.
Sean Bean.
That's true.
He doesn't. That's weird. Sean
He just
does
gets
it all the
arrested.
time. Oh! Anyway,
By the way, breaking news: John Stamos was arrested for a DUI,
Yeah.
are you kidding
When?
me? I'm gonna go kill
and
him.
he was hospitalized.
What? Why?
Uncle
Why?
Jesse.
He's Uncle Jesse.
John Stamos.
Okay, let him IMDb it. It's fine. It's not a problem. Okay.
I am the worst.
Steal her spotlight quickly.
I'm really
National
really
Treasure.
upset right now. National Treasure. I like it because it's Disney. It is Disney. I love Disney movies pretty much unconditionally. There's a few that I don't like. Yes, that's John Stamos.
He looks the same as he has in the last 20 years. I don't
Like,
know what
really.
the.
I don't know what that
History
man's
is.
secret is.
Bloody innocent.
Perfection is his secret. And I've liked Nicolas Cage movies up until fairly recently.
His last good movie was Lord of War.
It's just like he's not
Giant.
trying anymore. But I really did like him in this movie. I also love Riley. Can't remember the actor that plays him off the top of my head,
He's funny,
but
though.
he's hilarious in this movie. And it's just a really good heist movie because there's enough action for me to
There's even a car chase.
equal
It's true.
the comedic values, which I
Great
really,
movie.
I kind of need something funny to be happening in a high
Justin Bartha.
Justin Bartha, yes, he's dreamy.
And Nicolas Cage is one step ahead of the bad guys. Most of the, and when he gets down, he still finds a way to work things out. So
Oh, yeah.
I think he has the expertise of a mastermind of a heist.
Can I
If
include
I may-
Terminator as a heist movie?
If I may, I may want to add another point to what makes a good heist movie is a worthwhile goal.
Yeah.
Because you have the casinos, hundreds of millions, or you have the 60 cars save his brother, or you have, the fate of the
Revenge.
galaxy. And you have these things. The Declaration of Independence. Think a moment about what that represents. Let's go steal the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah.
That's insane. And it stays stolen most of the movie. Could you imagine the way the world would react if they knew? the
Okay, I'm gonna have to
Declaration
go
was
with that.
stolen?
Why I think we should include Goldfinger is because back in the time when Goldfinger was gonna radiate Fort Knox's gold, that would have killed the world market entirely.
Yeah.
Oh, it still
Yeah.
would. Still would. We still
When you
would.
said Goldfinger, I thought Goldmember, and I was like, hey, that's the plot of. And I was trying to figure, I was trying to see, in my head, I had, the Dr. Evil sub with, the satellite coming out of his butt or whatever. And I was like, did they shoot a nuke?
I'm
out of
from
it?
Holland. Isn't that weird?
Isn't that weird?
I also wanted to touch on two heist movies that I love to hate because they're really bad. Catch That Kid, starring Corbin Blue, Max Thiero, and Kristen Stewart, when they were 13.
Never saw that.
It's about
Neither did I.
Kristen Stewart's dad is dying of something, and they go rob a bank. It's really lame, and
Too bad
it's
Kristen-
Well,
It's
well,
Kristen Stewart.
you help give birth to Kristen Stewart.
Yeah.
You're going to die.
Yeah. And then
You brought evil into this world. No, sorry, not evil, blandness.
That is
there you
evil.
go.
You brought into this world.
That's why she was so perfect in Twilight, just because you're just like,
She is the personification of meh.
yes.
And then the perfect score.
Oh.
It actually came out that same year, right? It's so bad.
And it even has Captain America and Black Widow in it, and it's
yeah.
crap.
It's so bad. I love to hate it though.
Chris Evans used to be really bad in Zero Dark career. I'm sorry.
Chris Evans.
for
He
Fantastic
honestly, I don't
Four.
think he honestly, he took off as soon as he became Captain America. 'Cause
Yeah.
especially when you see movies like Snowpiercer, he's
Yeah.
actually really.
Snowpiercer.
I love Snowpiercer, yeah.
I was so happy because I was like, Chris Evans, of all the people, they were talking about John Krasinski.
I actually hated Captain America before that movie.
Oh, you mean the character? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, who cares? Yeah, but Civil War was good, but I was like, whatever. But then, it came out, and I was like, whoa, Chris Evans did his work, and
Oh, he sure did his work.
Chris
He looks good.
Curtis, you can stay with me for a while.
Chris Evans counts. Chris Evans is on the list, bro.
I'm being careful here.
you got to keep your list short, man, because
My list is not that long.
what if they come up to Comic-Con and all of a sudden
Oh no.
That's all right. I have two people on my list, and we will talk about that later.
No, we won't.
All right.
perfect score is a no.
Is no. No.
Nate.
Love to-
Okay, follow me on this one. Let me explain it. I'm going to say A New Hope. Star Wars A New Hope. Because all of the characters...
Love
All of the characters, listen. Okay,
It's
you
kinda
have the
bad.
robots, right? They have the plans for the Death Star, pretty much. So they kind of have a plan, but then, then they go and they end up with Luke Skywalker, and then Luke Skywalker takes them, and then they go and meet old Ben or Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then they go and they meet Han Solo and Chewie, which, everybody has completely, distinct, different characters, right? And then they go, they get Princess Leia. When they do that, they come to the rebels, they show them the Death Star, and they all go together and blow it up.
When you argue it that way, I think Return of the Jedi is actually a better heist movie
Yeah, probably.
because
Or the-
it's got more. It's got more heist elements in it because
Right.
they actually have to have a plan out with
It's
several different teams.
Yeah, good point.
All working at the same time, and then you've got things messing up.
Right.
And they have to rescue Han Solo at the beginning of the movie with a planned out heist.
Right.
So I would agree. New Hope, not so much. Return of the Jedi could count.
Right.
Absolutely. Sorry.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
No, that's cool. No, I couldn't talk about Ocean's 11, so.
I'm sorry.
I couldn't think of something really, really creative.
I stole that one because it was easy. It was low hanging fruit.
Right. Well, just looking at it from that, of a group of people with different set skills coming together and then pulling off
Oh yeah.
a mission like
Absolutely.
and
They
it
didn't
all
rescue
works,
Princess
but-
Leia. That's a. I mean, you're fighting a planet-sized space station. That's a.
Yeah,
it's
the
like-
rescuing Princess Leia in and of itself is a heist.
All right.
Anyway, I'm done. Sorry.
No, that was a good
That was
point.
a
Yeah.
really good answer. I give that answer 5 stars. 5 Emily stars. And that means
That's
nothing
worth
to
about 1
anybody,
Tyler
but-
star. My exchange rate is. That's a lot.
9 thumbs up. What the hell is that?
That's actually my favorite, like one of my favorite Simpsons.
Me too.
episodes. I love that one so much.
I think it's kind of interesting.
Duffman is thrusting in the direction of the problem. Duffman has a bad feeling. Can it, Sid? Why don't you can it, Howard?
Something that both Nate and Rob has brought up is movies that you don't realize are heists sometimes. And could it be why you love that movie? I don't know. It's just really good point.
Maybe the
Guardians of the Galaxy is
heist
Star Wars.
elements are. It's kind of just escapism where you're like, well, I'm not going to rob a bank, but I'm going to watch these guys rob a bank.
Right.
It's gonna be cool, and,
Let's go rob a bank. I think
It's
we've
like
got a
a
certain
feeling.
set
Let's
of
go.
skills.
Actually, Thearly Clinking is heisting this podcast right now.
I know.
Let's steal the.
I've got the recording on my laptop, so we're just gonna
All part of the plan.
Wow, it's long con.
All right. So John, before you go into yours, I
Are you gonna dip
have
sneakers?
2 things in mind, and I know that you will steal one of them, and I think that you would choose from these 2 things yourself. So
All right.
whatever one you don't do, I'll end up doing.
I won't say sneakers then, even though it's one of those movies I was
Thank
raised
you.
on, because it's wonderful and everything's awesome about it. Then I'll say The Sting, which everyone's seen The Sting.
I have not seen this thing. I know,
I can't
which is
talk
kind of
about-
bad because Community talked about it this season.
Oh yeah.
So, how do we talk about The Sting without
In the episode with Matt Berry.
It's
who
okay. I probably won't ever watch
I
it.
love.
You should. It's
I love Matt Berry. If you don't know who Matt Berry
Wait,
is,
like Little Britain, Matt Berry? Is it no?
no, as in IT Crowd.
T-Crowd. Oh yeah. Oh,
He plays Douglas on the IT Crowd, and is amazing. Anyway,
So how do I go about eliminating, incriminating files? I mean, just files.
there's somebody at the door. There's somebody at the door.
I answer the door like that from now on.
That's awesome.
Pizza guys won't come anymore.
So which is okay, is because it's free if it doesn't come on time, right? But you may never get it.
They just get creeped out. Anyway, so The Sting is. I just blanked on the director. Same director as Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, and also has Robert Redford, and it has Paul Newman, and it's great. Robert Redford is a small-time grifter. He and his buddies just run their little cons and stuff in town, and they get a hold of a guy who's like delivering money for the mob, and they get his money away from him by fooling him, and then he blows it all in one night, and then his buddy gets killed for taking the money from the mob. And the bad guy is Robert Shaw, who is Quint in Jaws. So it's, if you watch Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, and then The Sting, and then Jaws, that's a really good movie marathon right there. And they kind of,
Jaws.
there's enough like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon to movie from
Right,
movie to
right.
movie. So George Roy Hill, sorry, is the director of The Sting. So Robert Redford wants revenge against the mob boss because his buddy gets killed, and he goes and meets with Robert Redford. Robert Redford meets with Robert Redford. Robert Redford meets with Paul Newman, who's a legendary con man, and they put together this con to get get a lot of to bankrupt the main bad guy, who's Robert Shaw. And it's really good, and I don't want to ruin the ending, so I won't say anything since Tyler hasn't seen it, and it's worth a watch. So it's really good.
I will say that the gesture of putting your finger to your nose and
from
brushing
from
it.
Scrubs. That's
That's
Dr. Cox does that.
Yeah, that comes from The Sting.
Yeah, I'm in. Like, they get a bunch of guys together, and then that's their little signal of. There's a bunch of stuff that come from The Sting that has later come out. One of the things I like about heist movies that pops up in a couple different heist movies, specifically Sneakers and Inception, is the main character who's
Those were the 2 movies I was going to choose from.
I'm just going to point out this one.
Okay, go for it.
It's one element that I really like. the main character who is the best of the best, the mastermind of their own little team of whoever the criminals or whoever it is, going in for one last job so they can turn their life around. And that happens in Inception and it happens in Sneakers. I really like that.
And got it 60 seconds.
Save his brother, but he's kind of like he's turned his life around, but he's got to save his brother to get out of trouble and then go back to
last
the go-karts for
retirement.
kids. Yeah.
I like the movies where they kind of like everybody succeeds except for the main character. Like he kind of like ends up failing.
But
he sacrifices himself for like everybody else. I'm trying to think. There's a couple heists.
Tower Heist does that, where it's all about sacrificing your queen. That's kind of like the chess motif they have.
That was a fun movie. I did like Tower.
Not great, but entertaining.
Yeah. And it has Alan Alda.
Yeah.
I love MASH.
And Eddie Murphy, not terrible, not great, not anywhere near like Coming to America or Trading Places.
Right. Oh man, Trading Places.
Moosh. Yeah, Moosh is decent. That's pretty decent. All right, Brady, take the two that are really awesome.
So I'm trying to decide which of the two to choose from at this point, but I'm going to do Sneakers.
Yeah.
I'm going to do Sneakers because, like John, it's a movie that I grew up on and I've always loved.
Everybody seen it?
No.
Sneakers?
I've never heard of it until now.
Oh. Okay, for those of you who don't know, it's a Robert Redford movie. It also has Dan Aykroyd,
River Phoenix,
Sidney Poitier,
Ben Kingsley
as the villain.
Thank you, IMDb.
Yep. Well, I'm about to open up the page. I just thought I'd clear out all the big names.
And one of my favorite actors, actually, that nobody ever really talks about, David Stratham.
Yeah.
Who plays Whistler, which I love Whistler. Anyway, so this movie is really the essence of a heist movie. Everybody truly has their own individual jobs within the heist, and of course, Robert Redford. You have your mastermind. You have your tech guy in Dan Aykroyd as Mother.
That's his.
Yeah, that's his name.
He's a conspiracy theorist the whole time. He's going off. He's like talking to Sidney Poitier and annoying him. He's like telling him about all these conspiracies. And Sidney Poitier used to be in the CIA, and he's like, "Hey, were you in the CIA in '79?" It's like, "Yeah." Do you know the director of planning was in Managua, Nicaragua, around this date? Are you saying we caused the earthquake down there? Well, I can't prove it, but I can't talk to that guy.
It's wonderful.
Winnebago.
The dialogue,
car dealership, pal.
The dialogue in this movie is just so wonderful. I love it. And like I said, my favorite character is David Strathairn's Whistler, and Whistler is blind, but he has one of those really cool Braille keyboards where it points the little pokers through to show him what things say on the screen, and he's actually the computer guy. He's the hacker, and I'll just say this: you first meet him, and he's reading a Braille version of Playboy. That's his introduction in the movie.
It's like
because it's kind of like
Men in Tights,
right? I was going to make that reference.
Robin, Master Robin, ain't got no arms, got no head. We got some great boobs. Blinking, I'm over here. Oh, later.
There's this wonderful scene where he's the only one in the van outside the facility, and then Sidney Poitier goes over the headset and goes, "You have to drive." He's like, "But I'm blind," and so Sidney Poitier has to kind of walk him through. It's Robert Redford.
Because Sidney Poitier is at gunpoint. That's true. Yeah.
So Robert Redford has to guide him through driving a car through these security fences in this parking lot.
All right, you're gonna go down a gentle slope. Okay, gentle slope, got it. And he goes off the hill. He's like,
I drove the van.
So good.
Oh man, it's
funny
wonderful.
throughout without being like a comedy, and it's very like, I don't know. It's like end of the Cold War, and so there's a bit of that in there, a bit of like spy element in there, and
the goal is worth it as well. The black box.
Yeah.
Again, a really
C-Tech astronomy.
Yeah.
Too many secrets.
Yeah.
Plus, tying it back to the beginning of the episode, Donald Logue's in it, so that ties it back to.
That's
Donald.
true.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. He's Gunter Janik. You are
He
not.
is Janik.
You are not Mrs. Janik.
Oh my gosh, he's so young there.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
forgot that
Timothy
Phoenix
Busfield's
was
in
in
it
that
too.
movie.
Yeah, it's really full of character actors, really fun, really great. So and the whole thing is Robert Redford has a past and he's trying to kind of clear his name by doing this job. So
And
there are
it's
twists.
interesting because I mean their job is that they basically break into security systems for companies to
test their weaknesses.
Yeah, to test their weaknesses. And so that's kind of how the whole thing starts, and it's wonderful. I love Sneakers.
Classic.
Highly recommend it to everybody.
I had a friend who has a security program on his cell phone that he's so funny. He picks it up and he says, "My name is James. My voice is my passport. Verify me." And I laugh every single time. And
That's
he,
who
to this
else is
day,
in it.
will
That's
not
Stephen
watch-
Tobolowsky.
Yeah,
he
Stephen
will
Tobolowsky.
not watch that movie, and so he never gets why I laugh at him.
Stephen Tobolowsky is wonderful in this movie.
How do you pronounce your name? So you guys need to see it. I'm sorry.
freaking
We're like
I-
throwing out all the.
I love your voice. Really? I always thought it was kind of nasally impinged.
Would you like to have breakfast with me? Yeah, sure, whatever. Shall I phone you or nudge you? Check, please. Sorry.
Man,
I love during that scene
love that
the
movie.
super Chinese. It's a Leroy Brown.
The karaoke. Yeah.
Leroy Brown.
so good.
Man in the whole downtown.
All right, so we've gone through some absolutely amazing movies, but heist stories are not just stuck to movies. So I want to talk about it a little bit in other forms of media. You know, TV shows, comics, books.
Video games.
I'm gonna
Video
say this
games.
before somebody steals it. Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yep.
That whole
what I was
game
thinking, too.
is about heist. Like, even if you're not stealing from banks, it's about breaking into like their version of the FBI's building, the CIA,
Right.
and it even gets to the point where at the very end, do you betray your heist buddies to save yourself? And it's all about intricate plan, and you even get to plan the people you want to work with
Yep.
and
Yeah.
take the routes you want to.
That's awesome.
Oh,
So
it's
you
really
get to
cool.
be in a heist, plan the heist, pull off
Yeah.
the heist. That's pretty cool.
several times.
I just thought it was about like killing everyone running from the cops.
There's assassination heists, there's robbery heists, there's blow up heists, there's
I think it was the greatest addition to any Grand Theft Auto game was the heists.
Yeah,
Very cool.
that was neat.
Yeah.
and they put it online finally so you can do it with your friends. Like,
Yeah.
Be fun.
Get a grease man. We got a grease man. I like two different TV shows. Firefly.
Mm.
You know, they're always pulling jobs. Specifically, Trash. That whole episode is a heist episode.
is that which
Oh, yeah.
which one is that?
That's when Christina, from Mad Men.
Christina Hendricks?
What's the
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
where she comes back.
oh,
and
and
they're
they
stealing.
like
They're stealing the Lassiter, which was like the first ray gun on Earth or whatever. Which I think is funny because John Lasseter. You know.
yeah.
But that's where they plan the heist to like break
My
in.
favorite heist though in that is when they steal the medicine and they realize they have to give it back,
Oh, Ariel.
and then they're like,
Yeah.
tell so and so we'll give him
that's
his money back.
That's the bank job.
And-
Yeah.
And then they kick him through like the fan of the
Tell Niska it didn't work out. Here's the money we got. Yeah, got it. Yeah. Doesn't want to get kicked through. Oh, that's a good one. I like that because they have a plan, they pull it off great, but then they get their conscience gets.
and that even leads to another heist where they have to plan it without their main two guys.
Yeah. I like that a lot. And every other episode of Burn Notice is a heist.
Heck yeah, dude.
It's like so many of those are.
Oh,
Just,
Except as soon as they brought Jesse in, I had a hard time. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
I just didn't like the third wheel, even though he's technically
That's
the
true.
fourth wheel.
I guess I don't know. Yeah.
And technically, the expression is fifth wheel because 3 wheels makes a tricycle.
Well, you know, Burn Notice has Bruce Campbell, which means it has my heart.
Oh yes, always.
Like I will admit that like not always great acting, not always like anything
Well, I
challenging.
mean, the fact that Fiona was Irish for one episode and then she had to drop it because the actress could not do an Irish accent says a lot about the acting in the show.
She was in Three Musketeers, which I found out after the fact.
Yes,
like the
she
old
was.
Disney
She was-
one.
Oh,
Really?
She was the queen. That like blew my mind. I was like, Fiona was a what?
That's
So it was
weird.
weird. I like making those connections. But yeah, I like most of Firefly, most of Burn Notice. boils down
Every
to
ep-
something.
I forget the guys. He was in Robin Hood Men in Tights and
Carrie Ellis?
No, he's the main character in Robin Hood Men in Tights, and then he plays the Dread Pirate Roberts too.
That's Carrie Ellis.
Carrie Ellis. Every episode of Psych that he's in.
Yeah.
That's true.
I like that.
I've seen the pilot, and it was just so slow.
You have
Okay, you gotta like
got to get past it.
Is there a jumping on point or just power through?
Just
power
through.
Yeah, like
All
it's
right.
and every episode he's in is a heist episode, and it's fantastic because they don't know if he's the good guy or the bad guy because he keeps
Like
switching
Dead
up.
Larry and Burn Notice.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Dead Spy, Undead Spy. Whatever, they just keep coming back. Tim Matheson.
Right.
So I'm going to bring up a television show that is specifically a heist show every episode, and that's Leverage.
Oh, I
Never,
love that
never
show.
getting Leverage.
I love Leverage.
I love that
And
show.
Leverage it's starring Timothy Hutton,
Yep.
and then a bunch of people that I have no idea who they are.
And some guy that has really good hair. I don't know his name.
He played a bad guy in Angel for
Yeah.
a few of the seasons.
Some guy who
He was
has
really
really good
pretty.
hair. That
Yeah.
narrows it down
He
to.
was really
But
everyone on TV.
anyway, the thing that I like about Leverage is it really is everybody has their jobs.
Yep.
You have your hacker, you have your mastermind, you have your hitter, you have your thief, and you have your con woman. And just every episode really follows the heist formula to perfection.
Yep.
And really what it is it's people getting screwed over by corporations coming to them.
Corporations aren't evil.
He was
Yeah.
being sarcastic.
He likes the
So you guys know.
USSR.
Yeah.
The song.
But anyway, it's people getting screwed over by all these different companies, and so they come to Timothy Hutton's little organization, and they basically screw the company over. And every episode is wonderful. I love it. I highly recommend it. Another thing, there are actually specific heist episodes in a few of my favorite sitcoms, and I love the Community episode where it's Chang has taken over the school.
Oh,
Is that the finale of season 3 or the second?
Emperor
yeah,
Chang.
yeah.
That's where it's
Where-
kind of.
Yeah, where, basically this episode, well, if you know Community, when Community spoofs a genre, it goes all in, and this one had all the heist elements to it, and I loved it. Another one that I loved was actually Raising Hope,
Yeah.
which is a show that I hope that everybody watches because it's wonderful.
It is funny.
But there's an episode where they basically have to get Mama out. Mama, who's the Cloris Leachman, their great-grandmother, out of a nursing home. And they have to sneak her out. Anyway, so there are actual individual episodes of TV shows that go on that trope of a heist and really knock it out of the park.
Oh, yeah.
Anything else?
How about future heist movies? What about Ant-Man?
Oh,
I'm
that's
waiting.
true.
I'm waiting. I'm hoping that this isn't the one that messes Marvel up because
Oh.
that's what I thought about Guardians.
The
though. I
bubble's
was
gonna
so
have to
wrong.
pop sooner or later. Unfortunately, it's gonna pop sooner or later.
Either that or they got it out of the way with Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
Well, that's not Marvel. That's
I'm
That's
such a
very
big
true.
fan of Paul Rudd that I
know.
have hope.
Iron
love
Man
Paul
3
Rudd.
too. Good.
Huh?
Iron
That's
Man
really
3.
But that didn't pop the
bad.
bubble, though.
It's
That's
true.
It gets better. You got to watch it again. Like
I
I was
thought
kind
Iron
of, but then
No,
Okay,
Iron
I'll
Man 3
watch
is pretty
it
good.
again.
You
Iron Man
can't,
2
you
was
can't have
kinda
the
weird,
fan
but-
service because Iron Man 3 is within its own universe. That's the problem. A lot of people don't understand. These movies are within their own universe. So when they do all the well, that's not in the comics. Blah blah blah. They gotta realize they can't do certain things because they don't own certain rights.
yeah,
to
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Unlike most people in this room, I don't think I've ever picked up a comic book and read it in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
Ever.
We'll change that.
I just haven't done it.
There you
It's
go.
like I just read the
Oh,
digital
The
comic.
Walking Dead.
So,
All right.
Oh, one thing I wanted
No
to bring
excuse.
up too. Maybe John. I don't know.
I have now read a comic book. What up?
So one thing
actually
that
really
I've
comic
been
book
into
one.
recently that I really like that might qualify as a heist is the X-Force comic book, which is like the Black Ops.
Is that
X
the one
team
with
that won't-
Cable right now?
Yeah, it's
okay.
the one with Cable.
I'm mad that he came back to life because
Yeah.
I really liked the end of Second Coming.
Right.
It's
But more Cable
It's
is not.
comics. Nobody stays dead.
I
unless-
know.
It's like
Nobody
soap
stays
opera,
dead unless it's Image or
Yeah,
right?
even if you see the body,
It's like a
there's
soap
still.
opera.
So, but I mean, it's really cool. They put together this like kind of misfit team of X-Men or mutants that are really cool. And they kind of do the jobs that the real or I shouldn't say the real, but that the the regular X-Men team won't go near.
It's kind of like a necessary evil kind
Yeah.
of thing, right? They're like, well, we have to do this to save the world. It's not going to be pretty.
It's their
Somebody
version of
has
the
to do it.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah. It kind of has that feel to it. I read the first couple of issues and it was all right, but I was like, Cable should have been dead.
No, I really like it. It's a fun twist. If you like X-Men and the X-Men universe, I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, each mutant has their own ability that they can contribute to help them.
Like,
pull
can I
off
consider
these.
Fight Club a heist movie? Because over the long genre, it is the heist that destroy all the credit history in the world.
It's less of a heist and more of a really good movie.
I have one that's a different medium altogether that I'm trying to equate as a heist.
Candy Crush.
No.
Yes. Yes. Candy Crush.
It is King's way of stealing all of your money.
So it has a group of people who are trying to steal things, pull off a heist to defeat someone else. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows.
That's true.
The whole part with the bank.
They break into Gringotts
and to the ministry.
Yeah. And they are trying to find these things, and they have a master plan that and
everything goes to crap. And they have to,
it does, and in the end, it's still a fantasy and it's still a Harry Potter movie or a Harry Potter book, excuse me. But it is in a way a heist, and so is the Sorcerer's Stone, if you really think about it.
Like the end,
it's
where
an
they have
anti-heist, like we were speaking about earlier, because it is all about stopping a master plan. He didn't really have a group of followers though, so I don't know.
He did.
But I think the Deathly Hallows.
Definitely. I wholeheartedly agree with that.
Like almost every Splinter Cell game.
Yeah.
Splinter Cell's a good one.
Or Rainbow Six.
So another book that is actually one of my recent favorites is the first Mistborn book, which by Brandon Sanderson. The Final Empire is a heist. So just a little bit of background on the Mistborn series and what it is. It's basically people can be born with these abilities, and each ability does something different. Like, you have someone who can pull metal, you have someone who can push metal, you can have somebody who can dampen somebody's emotions, you have somebody who can enrage somebody's emotions.
Is that what the movie Push was based off of?
No.
Or was Mistborn based off Push?
It's like it's fantasy.
Yeah, Mistborn is fantasy.
Oh,
and
it's Push. That was like you're like
describing
the beginning
telekinesis, right?
Well, because they tell like the way he was describing it. The beginning of the Push was exactly the same way.
Oh no, this is much different.
That's actually one of the few Chris Evans movies I think are actually really underrated. Was Push.
Oh yeah.
That came out when Jumper came out.
And that's
about the
technically
same
a
time,
heist
and I was
movie
like,
towards the end.
Fool me once. I'm not gonna. Yeah,
That's
that's
true.
why I didn't see Push.
You talked about Candy Crush. Oh, sorry, Glenn.
But anyway, so back to Mistborn. So I mean, by its very nature, everyone who has one of these abilities has something that their own specialization that they work towards, and they actually are a group of con people. And their thing that they're trying to do is they're trying to steal from this all-powerful, basically god ruler, and take him down and cause a revolution. But that's not what they're in for. They're in it for getting his stash,
Right.
or at least that's what you think. And it really holds true to all of the tropes. Especially, there is a twist at the end that is one of the coolest and most amazing twists I have ever read or seen anywhere. Obviously, has anybody else read it?
I started it, but I haven't gotten into it.
So you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to ruin it for everyone, but it's a very satisfying twist. Even though it makes you mad with what happens, but it works. And it really is the mastermind holding something back the entire book, and then you find out the real true secret behind it.
Speaking as somebody who doesn't read a lot of books, why would this be a book that I would pick up and read? Just in a couple of words, why would this be? What would you say to me? To
Amazing world building.
Okay.
So we were talking about Candy Crush, right? And how you feel like you're getting stolen from, right? Have you guys played Game of War?
Oh
Like,
my
because it's a free download. But
Free.
what happens?
Free.
But what happens is you go in and like you can earn money in there where you can do it if you just like wait for a while.
Oh.
But the problem is like when you go
Clash of
offline,
Clans.
when you're just on your tablet, then all of a
League
sudden
of
like
Legends.
I think they're part of the
Got a
mafia
Legends.
because they're like. Your town will be demolished. It'd be a darn shame if something happened to your town while you weren't paying for our services.
Right.
It's like Game of War is a freaking mafia game. I don't care who you are. It's a crime drama.
Oh man.
Anyway,
I
that's my
can't
story.
believe I'm sorry. I can't believe it took me this long to remember this, but a really great video game that is 100% heist, and I'll explain how. But it's like above and beyond like anything. Monaco, what's yours is mine. The full title. It's very simple graphics. You're just trying to move around a little board and steal stuff, but you play either as the locksmith rather, the pickpocket, the cleaner, the lookout, the mole, the gentleman, the hacker, or the redhead. Each little character is represented like it's a colorful stick figure. That's all it is. Really cool game, and you can do different things. So the locksmith can get through doors really quickly, and that you have to pick locks, and sometimes it takes really long. And you're looking at the screen is a blueprint of what you're going to rob, and you can only see what your character is looking at directly or places you've already been. And then when you move out of there, it goes all black, and so it gets really tricky going around in these different levels because you're not always able to see. But if you have more people, people can look out for you. So the pickpocket can rob people, the cleaner can knock people out, which I usually play as the cleaner because it's easiest because you just punch people, and like if you sneak up on them, then you'll knock them out, and if the guards catch you, then your whole game is over. So the cleaner is useful to have. The lookout can see the whole map, so that's useful. The mole can dig through walls. The gentleman is like a spy and can blend in with people. The hacker can break through the computer system and do a lot of stuff, and the redhead can charm some of the guards. So you play as each one of these characters, and depending on the difficulty level of the game, if it's the regular game, then the story is told one way, and then the next level up, there's a little narration. It's like, well, I don't really remember that happening that way. You play the same levels that you've played, but maybe everything's on fire, and everything's a lot harder to get through. So it takes a while to get into because it's really tough because of the like really simplistic graphics, but they have really cool music. Everything's played on like an old-timey, slightly out-of-tune piano as you're playing, and like the spookier the music, that means the more trouble you're in. And then when like all the guards come out, then it's like dun 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 dun, dun, it just gets really crazy. So worth a try. A lot of fun. Very very much a heist in another medium. So
I'm gonna bring up
Very
one of
cool.
the oldest heist games. It involves a dungeon and some dragons.
Oh.
Yeah, I was thinking that the whole
Wolfenstein,
time.
right? Yeah.
No, Dungeons and Dragons.
Grand Theft
You
Auto.
get your specialist and all that stuff, and you gotta go around.
Everyone
the dungeon.
has a different job.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean, it's not as clean as always. Usually, you just kill everybody in sight, but hey.
that's true. That's
Oh, who
Skyrim.
doesn't?
Like a lot of the missions, they're like, okay, you can do this, this, and this, or you can kill everybody. And I was like, all right, that's simple. So
That's how I play most sneaking games.
Very cool. So, any last thoughts on heists? Or anything that you're like, I wish that I had mentioned that?
there's probably a heist story or two in the newest Hawkeye run. Not the, I mean the Matt Fraction and David Aha. So go read that. I'm not sure which. I mean, there's a couple that could be qualified as heists, but
I'm surprised we didn't talk about any real life heists, like some that's actually really inspired. Like, you know, there was that heist that they never really. I don't think they caught people that. They constantly have CNN playing at my work because we have to know what's going on in the world. And I don't know if everybody remembers the heist that just happened in the UK where they stole like a couple $1 million
Yeah.
in gems, like under the thief at night. I don't think they've caught the people yet.
That's really interesting. I wonder if heists.
How many?
The way,
How many get not reported and things like that? 'Cause it makes
it's
it,
like
it looks
what?
bad for a
Well,
company.
probably you wouldn't have heard about it if it was successful.
Yeah.
You know, and until they catch them, you know.
or people breaking out of prisons. Seen that show?
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's in the news.
Yeah. They're even like referring to it as a Shawshank Redemption style prison escape,
Right.
right? Yeah.
Except it's not as happy.
No. There's no one narrating. Andy Dufresne crawled through a mile.
No black Irishmen.
Right.
All
And
right.
These people are actually killers.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Well, before we leave you guys, we do need to go over releases for this next month. And so, as far as video game releases, we actually don't have very much. You have Lego Jurassic World, which is cool if you like the Lego games.
I love the Lego games.
I love the Lego games. They're a lot of fun. And considering how much certain people at this table seem to like Jurassic World, this might be a game for you.
I need the violence. It's not Jurassic Park without the actual violence.
It covers
How
all
big that
4
tooth
movies
was that
too.
he
It's
pulled
not
out?
just Jurassic World, but it covers all 4 Jurassic Park movies.
Right.
I want a real Jurassic Park game, like the one on PlayStation, where you got to play as like the different dinosaurs, and you got to play as the human.
Yeah, I put that on Sega.
What was that one that was like Zoo Tycoon, but you were building Jurassic Park? You'd have it was like a tycoon.
Jurassic Park
yeah,
Genesis.
There was that what it is?
Yeah.
Is that a little like Malcolm pop up? Like,
Yeah,
it's a bad idea. Like, it pops up right now.
And you had the Jeeps and the tracks that the Ford Explorers would drive on. Yeah, I played that game.
See, I'm still mad at the Game Boy Jurassic Park game because it was so hard. It was so hard. I don't even remember. If
I'm pretty sure that nobody has ever beaten the Super Nintendo Jurassic Park game.
Right.
Which was the look down one where
Oh.
you could get the different weapons, like you could get the bolo, I remember specifically, but you're screwed constantly. Like
the Sega one, I think,
like,
is like the PlayStation. It could
it's-
be Grant or the Raptor. Is that what I'm thinking of?
No, I'm thinking the PlayStation one. It was
Okay.
like PlayStation one. You got to play as a compy, and then you got to play as a raptor.
Oh, that was Lost
That's
World.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Lost
Jurassic
World.
Park Lost World, and then you had to collect DNA and then all that stuff.
Yeah.
So they didn't do one like that for Super Nintendo. They
No,
just did top down.
They did a top-down one that was more irritating than the water level of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles regular Nintendo game.
I used to love that game when I was a kid. As
That sounds like a
horrible
game.
as it is, I used to love that.
Oh,
game.
I love that game until I got to that part every time, and I'd turn it off and throw my controller across the room. Except for, back in those days, it was attached to the system, so it didn't go very far.
So it'd work like a bolo around the TV.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, the most important video game release for this next month
Arkham, right?
is Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition. No, it's not. It's Batman Arkham Knight.
Arkham Knight. So freaking excited, guys! You have no idea.
Which, if you have not played the Arkham games, go play all 3 of them. Yes, I'm saying all 3 of them. I'm including Origins. I think that Origins is very underrated, and it has easily the best story of the 3.
Yep. Yeah.
I want to play the second one, but I need to play the others.
I love that. Mostly, if it was just a game where you are in a room where you can hide on the gargoyles and beat up the thieves one by one.
It's called Assassin's Creed.
Okay, then I'm going to play Assassin's Creed.
No, you do not want to.
I'm kidding. No, that's a terrible idea.
All right. For movies, there is one movie that you need to care about that comes out this month. And Nate, do you want to tell us what that is?
I'm gonna let you do it because I'm excited for lots of stuff. Inside Out.
Inside Out.
Oh, there we
No, I'm
go.
just kidding. Inside Out. I don't even think, just as a critic, I'm not allowed to really talk too much about it because of the embargo crap. But I will say this: get excited because it's amazing. Yeah,
Pete Docter,
it's-
man.
Yeah, Pete Docter. Oh my gosh,
Pete Docter.
it's genuinely hysterical, like a good laugh every 15 seconds. But they still incorporate heart and emotion, which because it is based on her emotions. But I mean, there's more depth to it than what you might think. So, and it's definitely a movie. Kids are gonna like it because it's a cute cartoon and it's funny and everything. But adults can grab a lot of stuff from it, and it was just amazing. I'm really excited about it. And
So, for those of you who don't know, Pete Docter actually directed 2 of Pixar's best in Monsters, Inc. and Up.
Yep.
That's actually still my favorite Pixar movie.
Up? Or,
Yeah. You know, and I know a lot of Inside Out too looks a lot like Monsters Inc.
it seems really colorful and like
Yeah.
they've created their own world, and that's cool.
I think
Ratatouille is still top of my list.
I
But
love Ratatouille.
I can't
Toy Story
argue
2.
against. You like Toy Story 2?
Toy Story 2.
Incredibles.
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 They're gonna make a sequel to that,
underrated.
right?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
writing.
Incredibles is my
Yeah,
personal
If they
favorite.
do it right, it could be the best movie ever made.
Right.
But I'm like, don't mess with it. It's so good how it is.
Yeah.
It's so perfect. And,
Yeah.
oh. I actually was not. I love Brad Bird. I wasn't happy with Tomorrowland.
Right, yeah. I think
And I
like
wanted to love
Tomorrowland, it reminded
And
me
so
of
much of
the-
it was good. It was like there was so much good in it, but it just didn't quite. The story didn't quite deliver.
right.
Too much good cannot be bad, though.
Yeah.
Well, the way I see it is, I remember the early '80s, late '80s when I was a kid. Yes, I'm dated. I'm 34 years old. Okay, get over it.
Ooh.
Anyway, no, in the early '80s, Disney had all of these cute, fun science fiction movies like Flight of the Navigator or something like that. Anyway, so if you go back and you watch Tomorrowland, you are a 10-year-old kid. Actually, pretty dang good. If you're an adult, you've already seen big action sequences before. So I think it's a movie that hinges entirely if you're able to let yourself go and let your inner child be entertained. And if you can't do that, it's going to suck. What's that?
I said the sully of age ruins everything.
Right. No.
So if you look at it as a child with hope.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Makes sense.
I don't know. I love the floating swimming pools where they
Oh,
were
that was
swimming
so
and then
cool.
they dived out the bottom into another
So
swimming
cool.
pool. Anyway, there's a lot of great
That
stuff
sounds
about
dangerous.
it.
Well, in Tomorrowland, they got it.
Yeah, it's the future.
To bring you back from the dead, it's okay.
So you just it was building and building and building, and then didn't quite pay off like I wanted to. Great message though, and
Right.
love the cast, and the both girls in it were really good. So it was just didn't quite do it.
And I would like to point out that Brad Bird turned down Star Wars Episode 7 for Tomorrowland.
Because it's a no-win scenario. If you do a great job, well, of course you did a great job. It's Star Wars. If you do a bad job, well, of course you did a bad job trying to do Star Wars.
Yeah.
Poor J.J. Abrams. He's got a tough
I
job.
think J.J. Abrams is a really good star.
I think he's the right one for the job.
He was able to
but-
he was able to bring life back into a franchise that it was so nerd
I hated Star Trek before Star Trek 2009. Despised it. I did not get the appeal. I love Star Trek now.
It's very clicky because the reason why is just because it was a lot of people's first introduction of science fiction. It's not written really well.
Right.
I'm gonna
It's
say this
hokey,
right now,
badly acted.
Star Wars are terrible movies. They're really badly written.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, let me finish.
Oh gosh, no.
Let the man talk.
Let me finish. They are great flicks to watch, but their dialogue, the way they're written, their plot points are not that good. They don't age as well as some other movies. So I'm kind of excited to see what J.J. Abrams is going to bring. I mean, George Lucas is not a good writer, and he's proven that. He's a good world builder.
He's a good
Indiana Jones and E.T.
That wasn't Indiana Jones.
Both of them.
That was Spielberg.
story.
Both of them.
Spielberg was all the story.
George Lucas is a good storyteller, not a good writer. There's a difference.
Okay.
Came up with Star Wars, and he wrote the prequels and wrote the dialogue in the prequels, which
You know what always
awful.
pissed me off was when Disney acquired Lucas, and Lucasfilm, and they wanted to, and they were talking about, doing Star Wars and stuff. People were crazy, fanboys were like, "Oh, it's gonna suck. It's gonna be too Disney." Yeah, but they're like, "It's gonna suck." But they're like, "It's gonna be, they're gonna gear it towards kids," and I'm thinking, Star Wars was supposed to be geared towards kids. Your stupid opinion just explained itself. Anyway, I have a hard time with internet message boards sometimes.
I still like Star Wars, by the way.
You make a good point.
Avengers.
If you look at it critically,
is not a good movie. It's a good fireworks show. It's fun to watch. There's not a lot of Oscar-worthy oh my goodness, that inspired me to go do a bunch of it's not Shawshank Redemption storytelling. But movies can be bad but still be enjoyable and fun to watch.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to dog on Star Wars.
Right.
But you are, so...
Yes.
So this will be the last time that you appear on our podcast.
I'm passive-aggressive.
We've had fun. I was going to say, I haven't seen it yet. It was at Sundance, Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
It came out either this weekend or next weekend.
Am I gonna cry?
Yeah.
Are there any good movies coming to Broadway?
I saw it at Sundance.
I'm not sure.
Can
we go to any movies?
If What We Do in the Shadows is still there, you should see that because it's so good.
What We Do in the Shadows is
Please
so
watch
funny.
It's so
Yes.
good.
So funny.
Werewolves, not swearwolves.
That's so funny to me. I love that. Later this
it's a
month,
floating top.
I think that and Inside Out next week. Oh, Mr. Holmes. So Ian McKellen plays an elderly Sherlock Holmes.
Oh man, that looks good.
I hope it's good. I mean, I'm not going to see it because I'm going to see Inside Out twice.
Yeah.
But and then not this month, but July 1st is Terminator Genesis. Which, no, get on board. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It's okay. The TV show was not a good TV show, but I love the TV show.
I think what they should have
I
done
love the
is
TV
explain how where time travel comes from. They never explain where that comes from.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I love the TV show because it
Flux
has.
capacitors.
I love the TV show because it has Garrett Dillahunt as an evil Terminator, and then watching that, and then watching Raising Hope.
See, that's maybe why I haven't started Raising Hope yet, because
You spoke last podcast about not watching trailers. I was at Jurassic World, and the trailer for the new Terminator Genesis was 8 or 9 minutes, way too long.
Oh, yeah.
I don't need to see Terminator
It gives
anymore.
away too much.
Guess what? Because
Yeah.
the trailer says it, John Connor is a Terminator.
Yeah.
Y'all.
Dude, they did that
because
in the TV spot.
Because
Yeah.
the trailer. And
I-
it's why do I need to see it now? I'm so upset about
because
that trailer.
there are explosions that they didn't show in the trailer.
It's true.
And,
One or two.
I'm still gonna see it. That's one where I was like, I don't care. I'm gonna watch the trailer, whatever.
Right.
And so I watched the trailer.
Plus, it has Matt Smith as a villain.
And
Oh, yeah.
Which will be
See,
weird.
That's
Yeah.
actually the one thing they haven't shown in the trailer.
Yeah.
I know.
I was gonna say what you guys may not know. I've been religiously avoiding like the plague, avoiding trailers for Star Wars. It came on during Tomorrowland, and I was wearing a hoodie, and without thinking about, oh, I have a hood, I can cover my face like this, I put my head in my shirt, and I pulled the hoodie over my head, and was like, ah, the whole time when it was coming on, because I knew it was coming, and I just couldn't see
really
a minute of
haven't
it.
seen any.
Haven't seen a trailer. I know that there's a little roly-poly droid.
The
I
world
know
will
there's...
be set to John Williams music.
Oh, I agree.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that I literally just goosebumps.
Like, I've heard about it, and people keep talking about,
John
like,
Williams.
Han Solo on the screen again. And
John
like,
Williams,
yeah.
man. John Williams writing probably the best movie score.
And if you listen to
Ever.
the score of the prequels,
Oh,
it's like no one told him that it was they were lousy movies, because he still made great
because
music.
I think Revenge
Like-
of the Sith has the best movie soundtrack ever on.
You know,
The love
honestly,
theme that he
I
does
would
for
say,
Attack of the Clones?
and yes, it's been overdone by this point, but
Yeah.
Duel of the Fates
Oh, yeah.
is my favorite musical track of
Yeah.
any movie
French
ever.
Right.
French horns were designed hundreds of years ago. I don't know when they were designed to play. Bum, 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 bum. That's it.
That's why there's a definite like Two Sons moment in the new Star Trek, the first one, like 2009.
Yeah.
And that's another like plus column for J.J. Abrams doing Star Wars. I think
Yeah.
that and how well he did Super 8. So he can
And
can
he's really
take
going
over a
back
franchise.
to practical effects too.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah,
lot of
yeah,
the
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. So he can like take over a franchise and treat it well, and he can do something in the style of it. Like we watched Super 8. It's a Spielberg movie.
Yeah.
Like, very well done. So I think that those combined, yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so that is our podcast for this month. Well, I'll just say this week, because we will be convening again next week. So we've got to talk about E3, guys.
Yeah.
I'm excited. There's already been a few leaks, and I will comment on one of them. They're bringing Ryu to Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Which, how awesome is that?
Razor for a little bit was talking about a release at E3, and then they stopped. Have you heard anything? Razor
I
Gaming,
haven't.
Razor Gaming. You guys hear anything? Okay, because I'm
I'm
a
only
big-
waiting for Fallout 4.
And
And
another
Uncharted
thing,
4.
and this is rumored, but Bethesda might have accidentally let out a little bit that Dishonored 2 is coming. And I love the first Dishonored game.
I'm just that I love gaming gear, and Razor makes some of the very best. It's overpriced, but
Half-Life 3 confirmed.
Half-Life 3, right?
No,
I
no,
would say.
guys.
She's gonna say,
Harvest Moon.
there it is.
Guys,
Whoop,
it's
there
being
it
released-
is.
I hate
I'm
all
stopping
of
the
you
recording.
So much. It's being released on the PC and Android and mobile devices, and I'm happy. Okay, leave me alone.
Yeah.
Leave me alone with my farming.
All right, well, until next week, this has been Reviews versus Heist. So, yeah.